Hi guys, and welcome to this week's Alakazam Video Blog. It's a spooky one today.
Yeah.
Coming up to Halloween, only a few weeks away. And if any of you caught the Alakazam Live, which was on Tuesday on Facebook, Tuesday. Back then, not next Tuesday. Back at that Tuesday.
It was like a Friday today.
It is Friday today. Wow, we're cutting it fine. But we did say we would do a vlog, so here it is.
Yeah.
But I wasn't on the live Tuesday.
No.
I was away. But you and Harry done a sort of Halloween spooky special.
Yes, and if you missed it, which I know a lot of you did, we're going to show you a couple of bits on this, plus an extra something, a trick. I can't talk.
Yeah.
We've been told to look at some of the old stuff.
Yes.
Which we do anyway, and have done for a long time, and had a section called The Vault. So I decided to go looking in the vault, and I found something that is actually old, but was re-released not so long ago.
With a lot of added extras.
And boy, do I love this trick. I've always loved this trick, and it's kind of brought it back out again, and I think some of you will have this, and you'll get it back out after you see it again, and there'll be some of you that don't have it, and yeah, I really suggest it. So that's
cool.
that.
And we've got, we are going to drop in later on 2 trailers for 2 brand new tricks from our very good friend Leo Schmetzers. I'm going to be meeting up with Leo in Belgium this weekend, so I should think there'll be some fun footage to drop into next week's vlog.
Yeah, hopefully you get some footage. That would be fantastic.
So we're going to drop in the trailers of his 2 new effects a little later on during this vlog. And also I want to say a big thank you to everyone that's been supporting the Academy. This week we ran the Revealing Mentalism Academy course, and it was phenomenal. Not only did we have Chris Rawlins, but we also had Luke Jamay.
Yeah,
it was incredible. So for 2 nights these guys just brainstormed mentalism. It was fantastic. It was really good.
You watch it and I'm just sat there in awe, really. And it was amazing. The little nuances and the bits of business that they've obviously learned over the years from countless performances and being out there and actually doing it. It was amazing.
Yeah.
It really was. So.
And next week we've got the Tackling Terrifying Taboos with Jamie Dawes. This is going to be a fun one. We're going to film it in, we're thinking about filming it in a slightly different way. We're thinking of doing a couple of little things here. So it'll be an interesting one to watch. It'll be a good one for us to film as well.
Yeah,
and for those of you that have been watching the Academies, you would have seen that like a lot changed with this one with regards to how we're doing it. We've just invested in a lot more sort of broadcast equipment that just everything. It really is amazing. It's a fantastic thing to be part of, and I'm pleased you guys are enjoying it.
The quality of the Academies are incredible, and anyone that's come in to do one has been amazed by what we've got going here, but also the angles, the new angles now that we're able to get on it. I think we cover everything you need.
Yeah.
There's not one thing that you could, a performer could show and we couldn't get right in and see. So yeah, it's really exciting. If you haven't seen any, make sure you get on the next one, because once they've finished, they're done until the course is run the next time. And yeah, Jamay coming along, I don't think will happen every time.
No.
Chris runs his and he hasn't even got it planned again yet. So yeah, it really is. It's one of those things, if you see something you think you're going to like, get it, because after the event you can't.
Yeah.
So there you go.
So next week on Wednesday, I think it is Jamie's one. So you can get your ticket now and join us live. And remember, it's not a subscription. You only choose the courses you want to go on. And secondly, don't worry if you can't make the time or day, or if you live in a different country and it's going to be a weird time for you, because the day after the course has aired, it will be converted and uploaded to your Alakazam account, so you've got it forever. So it's not as if you're paying the money, watch it once and that's it.
Yeah.
You can watch it time and time again. And even though I was here for Chris's, I'm busy sort of answering questions with Sarah from people in the chat room. So there was at least 3 or 4 things that I'm going to watch back.
Yeah.
And learn.
And it's unlike any other online, I wouldn't call it an online lecture because it's different, it's not show and tell, but it's unlike any others that are out there, because after the event, you can't go on the site and then go, oh, I'll watch that one or pick that one, because it's not saved.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just do it, guys. The Academy is amazing. From this side and from being on your side, I've actually experienced a couple from home watching, and it is like you're here.
Yeah.
So there we have that. On to this week with a couple of Halloween bits. Now, I'm not going to spend too long on these because I've got a couple of performances that I'm going to drop in, and I can let you decide. But these are two. This has become almost a classic Halloween thing. Was it last year, or the year before?
I think it was the year before.
The year before, yeah. So the past couple of years, we always showcase this, and people go nuts over it because they forget about it. And it really is amazing. I've got a performance of this, which I done on Claire, and I've got a performance of the web, which I performed on my mother.
Actually, no, I think it was last year because it was filmed in here.
Right, and then we showcased it at the Magic Circle Dealers Day.
So we didn't have the studio the year before.
So within the last year then, it's one of these ones that I think is going to become a classic, and much like the web really. Yeah. Every Halloween comes around, you go, right, let's get the web out, let's get Scream out. So I'll just give you a quick run into the web, because we performed this a few years ago, and Pete was trying to catch it on his camera to make it not look obvious that we were filming it. So this, you joined me performing this on my mum at the moment that I've basically said, do you have any phobias? I know she's scared of spiders. She said spiders, and I've given her a wrapped up plastic pot pretty much, and I said I'm going to take the...
What a lovely son.
I know, always giving. I'm going to take your phobia away. I've learnt this since not living at home and coming down to Alakazam. I've learnt this, and yeah, she always falls for it. So she was ready to go, and then I lift off the cloth or the kitchen roll, whatever you use, and this is where you're going to see it. All right, so this isn't your typical card trick version of it, which you do get with it. Yeah. But this is basically what happened. Slowly lift your right hand up. I'm going to take away your phobia, so you're no longer scared. Okay. Ready to see it?
No. Oh, it's not even, is it? Please tell me there's not.
Oh shit, it should be.
No, exactly.
Harry, have you been messing with that? Where's it gone?
I don't know.
I ain't touched it. Where is it? It's not on me, is it? Please.
Well,
It's not me.
You better find it.
Hold on. Put my hand on top. Put my hand on top. Oh my God!
You've got a love, Lynn. I mean, she is always game to watch your tricks, and it always ends up with her screaming or something.
Oh, I know. She's amazing. But you know, it's like if you live at home or you regularly visit your parents, and they always are willing to watch. And she was no different. The whole time I've been in Magic since I was like 6-7 years old, she was always the one that I would try stuff out on, and she still falls for it today. So I've got to love her. But one thing I would say about this, and we always say this, but these two tricks in particular, you need to be aware of your audience when you're performing these.
Yeah, definitely.
This isn't something that you're going to go and do at a table and at every table. But once you know it as much as I do, if you work a table and you get a connection with the table, you will know that person there will love this.
It's game for a laugh.
It's game for a laugh, right? And you also know the other side. If I did this here, it would be terrible. They would not like this. And that comes down to you to call that judgment.
Yeah.
We're just showcasing this. We're not saying that you're going to go and work this to every table. You have to pick your spectators.
Yeah.
And the same goes for
scope. And do you know what? It's the same with a lot of tricks. Even when you think of the sponge ding dong.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, I wouldn't do it in a working gig. I wouldn't carry it in a working gig. I know people that do and say it's the best thing in the world.
Yeah.
But I know that if I was out with mates I could do it and I'd get a laugh.
Yeah.
And it's the same with these sort of tricks. You've got to judge it. Now, I know when we released Scream, I had a letter of complaint from a magician going, oh, you know, it's not a magic trick, it's not this, it's not that.
Yeah.
And, you know, you shouldn't be out doing this to your spectators. Now, at the end of the day, you choose who you're going to do it to.
It's your judgment call, absolutely.
It's your judgment call, and it's the same as any trick. I mean, there are even standard tricks like till death.
Yeah.
There are people that I think I'm not going to do it on them for whatever reason. It's a sensitive time. Something's just happened not too long ago or whatever. You make a judgment call.
Yeah.
And that's it.
At Halloween, when I gig, I carry one Halloween trick with me.
Yeah.
All right. So I don't do Halloween tricks at the table just because it's Halloween, but I can give them the option. It's like I have done blockhead before in close-up. When I give that option, I go, now I can show you one more thing. I'll tell you this, you wouldn't have seen this anywhere else, but I'll tell you this, it's one of the most gruesome things you'll ever see, so it's your call, but I'm not going to do it if you don't want to do it. Now, instantly, they're engaged and going, well, I want to know what it is. I want to see what it is. And it's the same with Scream, you know, you can build that and say, I'll show you one of the most terrifying things you'll ever see in your life, but you haven't got to watch it, and I'm not going to push you into it.
Yeah.
And if they make that call and they go, I always challenge it again. I go, no, honestly, you know, it's
but
not
it's such a fun trick. It is one of those things. It reminds me a bit of the lung tester.
Yeah.
It's that sort of thing where you're going to get this laugh, and it is. You've got this spooky story, but it ends with that sort of after the shock sort of thing. It ends with that, oh, you silly monkey.
Yeah.
You know, it's that sort of thing. So you build them up. You've got the effect. Then you've got this shock moment, and then you've got this sort of happiness moment and fun moment out of it.
And Jamie writes all this stuff much like you would have a horror film. So we've spoken about this before, but it's like in a horror film, that creepy music starts and then the camera gets closer and closer to the door, and then the door opens, you're expecting something to be there and it's not, and then the music drops and you relax, and then the scare comes. And that's the same as this. And then once that scare's happened, that's why we love horror films. Claire?
Yes.
Have you heard of Pluckley in Kent?
I have, yeah.
It's probably the most haunted village in Kent, if not the UK. And there's lots of stories which, you know, are related to some of the houses and areas in Pluckley. And I'm going to tell you one, if I can. This stems back to the 1920s, and this lady here, Susanna Cartwright, and basically she was a serial killer. But the police could never pin anything on her because she committed suicide before anything went to trial. So what I'd like to do is to stare into her eyes. I am only joking, by the way.
Oh.
You didn't, did you?
I did.
Oh no, the people that stare into her eyes end up getting cursed. But anyway, that's okay. This here is Susanna's house. Now I'll explain something. This all stemmed back to her husband who cheated on her. She found out, and so that night she went out to the garage, grabbed a shotgun, rested it between his eyes, and the moment when he opened his eyes, she pulled the trigger. Moments later, she went out to the woods behind the house and committed suicide. Okay, and this is the house. Now, some people say they can see her lurking up there at the window when they pass the house. I don't know, I just say that's bad lighting, but it's all down to perception.
Okay.
This also are the woods. Now, if you were to visit these woods today, people say they can hear a slight echo of that gunshot that went off that day. But again, these are just stories.
Okay.
But if you stare into the woods, you might see some eerie shadows in there. Can you see anything? Really?
Yeah, sort of.
It just looks like trees to me.
Oh, okay. It's my imagination.
What can you see?
No, it doesn't. It just looks like a shadow.
Right, okay. Well, you did stare into her eyes, didn't you?
I did.
I wouldn't have done that if I was you. But, and let me explain this. 10 years ago, they looked into these cases again, and all the case files were locked away in a drawer. No one could get near them. However, when they opened it up, all the pictures of all the victims and suspects, all their faces, had been scratched out, carved out, but no one had been near it. So that was a really weird, eerie day in that office. Now, be honest with me, did you stare into her eyes?
I did.
Okay, can you just part these pictures for me?
No, I'm scared. Oh.
That It's pretty freaky.
Yeah.
But the thing that was more scary is what was written on the letter which accompanied all the pictures. If you could read it aloud for everyone.
What in? Oh
It's a
my
terrifying, terrifying story. But thank you anyway.
Oh my god, you idiot!
Right, so that was Scream, and that's they're available on our site now. They came out last year.
Yeah.
And this year we have got the third in the Jamie Dawes Dark series.
Yeah.
Which is called He's Not Here. It's absolutely brilliant.
It's freaky as. I remember when we were filming it, was it a year ago?
2 years
2 years
I think,
ago.
Yeah.
Blimey, yeah, it was at Eastwell Manor. And it was a dark and dingy, freezing cold day. And then we start filming this, and he starts telling me this story.
Yeah.
And the story is really crazy because it plays with your mind.
Yeah.
Because we could explain it. But
Yeah, I mean the story is in the premise of the trick, and it's different to Scream because it hasn't got that sort of gag. We'll call it a gag end.
Yeah.
It hasn't got that gag end. It is just a spooky trick. So the story that Jamie tells is about a family many years ago, and he talks about them living in Eastwell Manor because that was the setting we were in. And one day, one of the members of that family actually came down and sort of quite shocked and reported seeing a stranger in the house.
Yeah.
The family searched for the stranger, the police were called, no one was found. But 3 days later, that member of the family was found dead.
Yeah.
Now this happened throughout the years like a bit of a curse. One member of the family would report seeing someone strange in the house. They would look for this stranger, never find them. Within 3 days, that person would be dead, the person that saw the stranger. So now you introduce this photograph, which you say apparently is the last photograph of the family together as a whole. But the photograph has been torn into 6 pieces, I believe. And you say, I don't really know why it was torn, but this is the way that I bought it at auction and whatever. You have the spectator choose one of the pieces of the photograph. You ask them to stare at the photo.
Yeah.
And you ask them to concentrate on one of the people in that section of photo.
Taking all the facial features.
Yeah, taking as much information as you can. Now, your spectator holds on to that piece as you tell them, you start describing the stranger that was apparently reported around the house.
Yeah.
Now, as you do that, obviously the spectator starts to realise that you're describing the exact person that they've been looking at.
Yeah.
And you say, now the chilling thing is, as soon as they looked for this stranger, he was never there. Did you think of a man or a woman? And at this point, they're going to say, no, I thought of who you just described.
Yeah.
And you say, just look at the photo because the person I described was never there. And when they turn over the photo, the person they were looking at is vanished.
Gone. Which leaves that thing in their mind where 3 days later...
I've got 3 days. So if they do die in 3 days, it's not that great.
It's not your fault. It's not
Hopefully
your fault.
they'll last longer.
But yeah, it's a really creepy piece to watch.
Yeah.
And I remember it sending a bit of a chill up my spine when I was watching it.
It's quite it's a chilling tale anyway. And these tricks, if you look at things like Till Death by Jim Critchlow, and I would say that He's Not Here is most probably my personal favourite from the Dark series.
Yeah.
Because I can imagine the same as Heirloom Deluxe. I mean, the story that goes with Heirloom Deluxe, I think, is phenomenal. Till Death, I think, is phenomenal. And I think He's Not Here will fit into a performance of that type of effect perfectly. It's got a nice bit of theatre with it. The storytelling, and when you build the story, really gets them involved and gets them thinking about it.
And there's a bonus as well, you get extra tricks.
You do. You get a bonus effect in there called the Forgotten, so you get the photographs for the Forgotten. And Jamie also teaches his Tools Force, which is brilliant.
Yeah,
absolutely
really
brilliant. So that's coming out on the 23rd of October, I believe, but you can pre-order it now. And remember, you get the bonus routines with it as well, and you get the DVD instructions and the photographs, so you can start performing it straight away.
Great.
So
yeah,
really good.
That
really
was
good.
He's Not Here and Tackling Terrifying Taboos by Jamie. So go and check both of them out.
So what do we have here?
Well, for years now, we have been doing a little section called The Vault, where we go back and look at something that's old and just bring it back to you guys. Well, somebody's kind of done this for us, and what I mean by that is this is a very old effect, to me anyway, that somebody has released not too long ago with a load of extra stuff.
Yeah.
And I absolutely love this. So what we're going to do, I'm going to go straight to a performance, and then we're going to talk about it.
Cool.
Here we go. Hey,
Yes.
little puzzle for you.
Okay.
Yeah, we like our puzzles, don't we? I'm going to hold this shoelace at the ends, okay?
Yeah.
The puzzle is this. You have to try and get that ring and onto the centre of the shoelace without going over the ends. Give it a go.
It's not going to work.
It's not going to work. I'm going to let you know exactly how this works, okay? Obviously, I'm going to be holding the ends. But first off, I'm going to show you how to take it off before you put it on. So I'm going to thread the loop, the ring, onto the string like this. I'm very free and fair. I'm just going to grab hold, keeping the ends up here.
Yeah.
Impossible, right?
Yeah.
Just a blow. And it melts off right there in front of your eyes. As quick as it comes off, it can go back on again as well. That's the idea of this.
That's really cool.
And as soon as you've learned how to do this, you can be freaking out your friends. Now, how do you make this more difficult? Well, I'm going to tie another knot onto it just here. So there really is no way that you could physically do this.
Yeah.
And this is going to happen in your hands.
Okay.
Hold your hand out like this for me. I'm going to loop the ring over your hand. Close your hand around the rope, nice and tight. Watch this. 3,
Yeah.
2,
Yeah.
1. Not only does it come through the ring, but it also comes through your hand. And now you know how it works. You can have a go just there in the centre. Never mind. Maybe next time.
Right, so I remember, we might even still have them in stock, the original version of this,
Right.
which was about 20-25 years ago. I got it at Alakazam.
Yeah.
And I presume it was mostly out way before that. But it's one of those tricks that it's going to be new, I would say, to mostly 99% of you guys, because it's one of those tricks that came out a long time ago. The pros that know about it and the people that know about it do it, but it hasn't sort of had a new lease of life.
No.
Until now.
Exactly. And with this, basically, you've got your basic routine. And when I say basic routine, you can chop and change the sort of stages to it. So I took 3 different, a link on, a link off, and then the extra bit at the end.
Yeah.
That was kind of how I used to perform it. Now, I have to say the quality of this is superb. If you've ever seen an old version of this, and there are some cheap rip-off China versions.
Oh yeah, they were only like 8 or 9 quid, but you get what you pay for.
Exactly. With this, I mean, it just looks like it should. You've got this on the end, which is very nice as well. And this is so nicely made that some of them you could not do the first bit you saw me do, where they try and put the ring on at the beginning.
Yeah.
So you're in control of this pretty much. But if you wanted to take this a step further, you get supplied a ton of extra stuff. So you get this, which is a fully examinable piece.
Yeah.
You get this, which ties in nicely to a routine where you tie a knot in it, and then you can throw it at Pete and Hardy.
Yeah.
You can slide it off at the end, pop it on, pop it off, and then slide it off and hand it to them. You also get this large nut, which you can appear on it at the end or can get loaded in certain places in the routine. So you're getting loads of stuff here. And of course the ring, as well. So I mean, basically you're getting a gimmicked one and ungimmicked one, but the gimmicked one can be examined.
Yeah.
If you
And the other thing is as well, for those of you that don't do ring on rope, if you are a performer, even if you perform for friends, if you go to birthday parties and perform, the beauty of something like a ring on rope is 1, you don't need a table. 2, it's not a card trick. And 3, it all happens in the hands and up, like you said before, at eye level. So if you're doing a table, we've recently been to a wedding to one of our customers and good friends actually, and Andrew was performing the magic round the tables. And one of the routines he was doing was Williamson's ring on rope, which he does brilliantly. But while I was watching him, I thought it's just such a perfect routine for tables.
It's great.
It's like watching a magician on stage doing this beautiful stuff round the table. You've got interesting objects. Anyone around the table can see it. You're in a stand-up position. It's just a great trick to do.
And with this, it really is not difficult at all.
No.
What you saw me do, you could be doing like, obviously you've got to practice to make it smooth, but it's pretty straightforward. Then there's extra handlings and stuff for sleight of hand, and you're getting one of these if you want to borrow a fingering, do
ringleader, which is an effect that I do. Ringleader, it's a great effect, but the beauty of this is you have got some real magical visual moments for no sleight of hand. I mean, it really is. It's cool, and it was brilliant when it first came out. But what this new version adds to it is the quality of the props. You've also got these bonuses thrown in as well.
Yeah.
So it's a great package.
I can't recommend this enough. It's something that I'm going to put back into my set. I have completely forgotten about this, and I really want to put it back in. Again, it's perfect because it breaks up card tricks. It's called Muse Ropes by Taiwan Ben, and we have them on our website now. They're going to be in stock with us and shipping out on Monday. So get your order in for it, guys. Muse Rope.
Right, so that brings us to the end of this week's Alakazam Video Blog. Remember, guys, on Wednesday, this coming week, Wednesday the 18th, we have got Tackling Terrifying Taboos with Jamie Dawes. Now, Jamie's actually going to be going over effects like Scream in his Academy course as well, so there'll be a lot of discussion and information. We're going to try and make it a slightly different night as well with regards to the way it's filmed and everything. So it's going to be quite a fun night. So if you haven't got your ticket already, grab your ticket now. And remember, even if you can't make the date or time, it will remain in your Alakazam account for you to watch whenever you like, but you won't be able to purchase it after the event. Also, we are going to drop in, so hang around, because after our little Alakazam Vlog logo-y thing, there will be 2 trailers of new effects by our good friend Leo Schmetzers, one of them being the Concierge Bell.
Can't wait for that.
Yeah, well, we're going to be doing that on a vlog anyway. The other one being his multi-wallet. Both of those should be in stock on Monday, so you can grab those. Very, very good products if you know Leo. Anything else to add?
No, I think it's all good. Just keep your eye out for more Academy courses that are coming. And we will see you next week on the Alakazam Video Blog. See you guys.
I was so excited to hear about Leo's fantastic multi-wallet. For one, I'm a big fan of the Magic Wallet, and for 2, I'm a great believer in using the right wallet for the right job. And the great thing that Leo has done is given us a wallet that we can use for a ton of jobs. This beautifully made, slick-looking wallet combines a Himba function with a loading system. So not only can you vanish, appear and switch, but now you can load small objects and cards into the wallet. So let's check out what Leo has to say.
Thanks, Peter. Yes, Leo is message, and this is my multi-wallet. This wallet is always with me. Okay, Sana, do you have a ring on your finger? Yeah.
Yes.
Can I have this one? So, yes, no problem. Oh, the silver. Is the silver one? Oh, let's say I want to bet with you. Your ring is this big. I have 10 euro for you, but not here. 10 euro in my pocket. Because in the wallet, I have your ring. So you get a bet. And have a nice day. Thank you very much. So now, I want to do something very special. I have 16 numbers here. So you make a circle around one number. Let's say you do the 6.
Yeah.
Then you put away the 2, the 10, the 14, the 5, the 7, and 8.
Yeah.
Horizontal, vertical.
Yeah.
Yeah? And you do it again with another number.
Yes.
And again with another number.
Yes.
Then one number left. Yes? You make a circle again. Count this number together and write this number on the top of
Okay.
this. Okay? I don't want to look. So do this. And tell me when you are ready. Are you ready? Okay, put the card in your pocket. Put your card in your pocket. Yeah, so adults can see it. Is it away? It's away? Okay. So now we put this away because I'm going to tell you a story about my hotel. I was in a hotel a couple of years back and I was drunk last evening and I lose my number from my hotel room. And I go in the morning, early in the morning, to bring my key back. So I come there and there was nobody there. So I give a ring, but nobody's coming and think, hey, that's great. So what I do, I put the key in the bell. And then they find him later on. On the moment I turn around, somebody come up and said, hey, you come bring the key back? I said, yes, I put him under the bell. I said, no, I don't see the key. So I think, well, I'm so drunk that I forget. But I look again and no, it was there. And I said to him, because I ring, but I don't see that you was here. He said, can you tell me what are you doing? Because this is the top of the bell. You broke my bell. Can you tell me where the key is? He said, the key, I tell you before, it's under the bell. I said, no, that's the number. Normally is a number from your room on this. So he said, no problem, I can pay. I can pay you so much you want. I pay you. I said, no, I only want to have my key back. And he said, okay, it's under the bell. So now I give you the key and bring it to the guy from the hotel. But I give you a calculation.
Yes.
Can you take this out of your pocket?
Yeah.
And can you tell me which number do you have?
34.
Ah, I'm sleeping on my room 34. Let me look what's happening. Because under here is my key with the number 34.
Wow.